Welcome you back to Black Site Tonight. We're going to talk about crime in America. It's out of control. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. I want you to take a quick look at a couple of videos to show you how bad crime has gotten in America. Many of you may know because you live in the cities or live in the inner cities, and you see no one is stopping this crime wave. So let's take a look at this first video.
Officer in the hospital attacked while out for a jog. A very active scene right now as police search for the men behind it.
That cop fighting for his life tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang live in the Unionport section of the Bronx with this story. Lucy?
Bill and Sandra, a 48-year-old New York City police officer is in critical condition tonight. We're told he has a fractured skull and bleeding in the brain. All he was trying to do was enjoy a morning jog. Officials report the off-duty officer was running this morning here along the 800 block of Olmsted Avenue when he was ambushed by three men who left him in critical condition. It took a while to identify the victim because responding crews could not find any identification. It's believed the criminals stole the officer's wallet and keys. The attack happened by a playground in a residential area here in the Unionport section of the Bronx. A short while ago, police started going through some parked vehicles here looking for any possible evidence. And in the last few minutes, investigators released new information. They believe this vicious assault is part of a pattern robbery. They count the officer as the 19th victim in a string of violent attacks that began on August 5th. They have released images of a black Honda believed used in most of the attacks and photos of some of the men they're looking for. They believe three commit the assault while the fourth waits in the getaway car. The Police Benevolent Association tonight issued a strong statement vowing to find the violent attackers and criticizing leaders who, quote, refuse to hold criminals accountable. Authorities confirmed the officer worked at the Central Park precinct for 18 years. The off-duty officer, and now 19th victim of this string pattern attacks, was rushed to Jacobi Hospital, where he is listed in critical condition with massive head injuries. This after getting attacked while on a morning jog. Of course, there's much more to report here in the hours and days to come. For now,
people tell us they are simply too afraid to go out at this point. That quadruple shooting you mentioned, that happened a half mile from Shepherd Playground. That's where 5 people were shot a week ago today. Evidence markers blanketed 4 separate crime scenes across the city in the span of an hour. The first happened just after 3:30 at 66th and Lebanon in Overbrook when a 40-year-old man was shot once in the foot and taken to an area hospital in stable condition. Then just after 4, Skyforce 10 was over this scene on the 1800 block of North Ringgold Street in North Philadelphia. Police say an argument between 2 people ended with a 31-year-old dead. When officers arrived, they found him face down with multiple gunshots to his head.
Most of these 10 shell casings are just a few inches from where the victim is laying. So clearly the shooter or shooters walked right up to this 31-year-old victim and fired the 10 shots.
About 20 minutes later, officers on patrol in Kensington heard multiple gunshots on the 3100 block of Ella Street. They rushed to the scene where they found 15 spent shell casings. They later found the victim in critical condition in his girlfriend's car 2 blocks away.
His girlfriend drove him from the scene where he was dropped off, and that's where police found a 27-year-old male who was shot multiple times in the arm, once in the chest, and once in the back.
The violence only escalated. Just before 5, 4 men were shot as they enjoyed the weather at the corner of North 60th and Ray Streets in West Philadelphia. Investigators say a man walked up and started firing a barrage of bullets, striking all 4 and fatally injuring a 55-year-old.
We think this is isolated to whatever was going on here. Usually when you have people sitting on chairs in neighborhoods, it's probably something neighborhood-related.
Detectives do not believe any of these incidents today are related. Police are asking anyone with any information, no matter how big or how small, to come forward. Live outside police headquarters, I'm Brian Sheehan, NBC 10.
This shows you how bad crime has gotten in the major cities. And right now, there is no answer. We hear nothing from the presidents, the governors, the mayors, and most of these cities right now have these progressive DAs who don't want to lock anybody up. We have bail reform, which basically, if you commit a crime, you're out within an hour to go back out and do the same things. The people who are committing crimes in America right now have long rap sheets. We all know that. Just like in the hood, you know who committing all the crimes, and you sit back and wonder, why isn't he in jail? The reason why most of these people are not in jail because they are agents of chaos. They are put in our community to destabilize, especially the black community. So you will never get a footing, so you'll never be able to move forward. This is what's going on in America. You are seeing people die for no reason. You are seeing children die for no reason. There are people who are on the streets who should be in prison. And I'm going to tell many of you, you got to quit having sympathy for criminals. Either you're going to do right or you're going to do wrong. Many states, especially if you live in New York State or any blue state, they have so many programs for you to get a GED, go to college. There is no excuse for you to be on the streets, robbing, killing, just blatant mayhem that is going on in these major cities. And we're talking about all of them, from Atlanta, Memphis, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, Jacksonville, any city you can think of, you see the same crimes going on. And we have to quit making excuses for these crimes. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And it's getting scary out here, to the point to people go to work, come home, shut their door, and they refuse to come out because the savages is in control of the streets. It seems like the police have almost surrendered because there's so much criminality going on the streets. And plus, after the George Floyd incident, cops don't want to get involved, especially when it has to melanated people. So we basically are living in a lawless society, lawless neighborhoods. And it is truly sad. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.